No, I can't do it. That is referencing an Instagram meme that I found ages and ages ago. It's just like a in the know kind of thing. So, yeah. So episode what, Kieran? I forgot. I didn't forget, but I did forget, but I didn't. But it's 209, right? Okay. 209. Damn, it's a lot of episodes. So, hello, Becca. Hello. Hello. What's going on? See, I was telling you, right? Like, we started off, I don't know.
Yeah, gotta have fun.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. So, it's Braggadocio.
Braggadocio, yeah.
Braggadocio. I'm sorry, like, you know.
There's 10 different ways people say it. Some people call me Bragger, so.
Bragger? That's cool.
This is the first nickname I've
Bragger.
ever had. Yeah, it makes me feel gangster. It's great.
Does, yeah. So then, like, you've been, we just, before we went live, I found out you've been doofing for like 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
Then how long have you been DJing?
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
And you've also got a few songs out as well.
I've got one song out that's out at the moment, and I'm in the progress of doing some final touches on a new one that I should release in probably a month or so.
Yeah, okay, very cool. So, like, to start everything out, like almost every other episode, what got you into music? What got you to where you are now? Like, what happened right in the beginning? Let's go through the journey.
The very beginning, I was a raver when I was like 13, 14, going to illegal raves in warehouses and stuff, listening to hardstyle, and then
sweet.
I made a bunch
Perth,
of yeah.
Okay, cool.
The Reset events was one of the ones that I can remember the name of. But that was years and years ago, and then I met people through that liked psytrance and that went to bush doofs. They introduced me to Mandragora, which was the first Mandragora.
Okay.
He's I think he's European psytrance artist.
How do you spell it? I've never heard. Mandragora?
Mandragora. Mandragora.
Okay.
And maybe put psytrance.
DJ Mandragora?
Yeah, that's the one.
Wow. He's even got a Reddit forum about it.
So he came to Perth actually a couple of years ago, and I opened for him. Which was really cool, a full circle moment with being the first psytrance artist I ever listened to ever.
Yeah.
Being able to open for him in Air nightclub, that was really cool.
No way. Psytrance at Air nightclub?
Yeah, we packed it out. It was completely full. They couldn't let anybody else in.
That's awesome.
One of the best moments of my entire life.
Yeah.
I got off stage crying because I was so happy.
That's awesome. When did you support him? How long ago?
2 years ago.
Nice.
2 years ago.
That's not bad.
3 years into my career, I got that opportunity, and the Doof community did a vote with all the different artists on who would support him, and I was up in one of the top 3. So I got the opening duties.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah, it was J-Fro that got him over, actually, which was really cool.
Yeah, good old J-Fro.
Good old J-Fro.
That's it. So,
yeah, that was cool.
So you were like raving when you were like 13, 14?
Yeah.
And then so you're a naughty girl to start off with. You're doing that.
I definitely was. I definitely was.
Yeah, damn. It's 7 years, 5 years before you should be going out.
Yes. Yeah. And then, when I turned 17, I went to my first doof, but I didn't start doofing then. I started doofing the year after.
But then how did you find out about doofs? Like, cause
just from people I met at the raves. My friend Bambi was the main one.
Okay. DJ Bambi, right?
No, not DJ Bambi. What's his DJ name now? Oh, he's changed it like 3 times. I can't remember. I can't remember what his DJ name is.
No, that's fair.
But yeah,
shout out though.
Yeah, Bambi.
Yeah.
He's the one that introduced me to bush doofs and stuff, and I had other friends from when I used to hang out in Fremantle just as a kid that was in it. Joel Bailey, he used to DJ as well.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe 5 just before I started, so 6 years ago.
Yeah, wow, all right.
Which was cool, and knowing all of those people, and then I started living with the Space Boys like Josh Gannon and that.
Oh yeah,
Kaylin and Jacob, I started living with them guys, and they taught me how to DJ from there.
Sweet, yeah. Big shout out to Josh Gannon.
Yeah,
I got all the time in the world for that guy.
Yeah, beautiful
Love
human.
that guy.
Beautiful human. But yeah, that was good. I started at home, and then they were throwing parties at the same time, so I got my first set out bush through them.
Sweet, yeah.
And I've kind of climbed the ranks since then.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah, become more of a well-known name, and then
3 years ago I got crowned Princess of Prog by Brahm, who
Brahm?
Brahm, he was doing the Moonbase events. He's
Oh, I've heard of Moonbase events.
Yeah.
'Cause are they still around at all, Moonbase? Or?
no, they haven't been around for a while.
Yeah.
They've taken a step back to do normal world things.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, yeah, because it is like a different world, right? When you go out bush and stuff.
It really is. It really is, and it's hard to. Yeah, Moonbase.
Well, for those that don't know, so like, what is a bush dwarf? Like, how do you explain? Like, because I've only ever been to one or two. I can't remember. It was years ago.
So I explain it as a rave in the bush with hippies.
With hippies.
That's how I've always explained it since I found out about it. My parents asked me, "What are you doing?" I'm just a rave in the bush with some hippies. Don't stress about it.
Yeah, it's all good. We're all having fun. It's all safe.
It's all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know. It's camping with good loud music that doesn't stop.
Yeah, it just doesn't stop.
Yeah, well, it's something that people that have never been, they need to know.
Yeah.
I've taken one person to their first doof ever, only ever one, because they hated it.
Really?
Because the music didn't stop.
Yeah.
The music didn't stop, and they were overwhelmed and overstimulated, and they couldn't get away.
Yeah.
So we ended up leaving early because.
That's fair though, because like some of the bush stuff's like 2 hours inland or something, right? Or an hour inland.
Exactly. Like you're in the middle of the bush. It can be cold or it can be horribly hot. Like the elements are against you, as well as it's a very overstimulating environment. There's lights. There's lots of people that you don't know.
Yeah.
It's dark. The music's loud and intense.
Yep.
And it can be overstimulating and overwhelming. I fully get it. Like. And it's definitely not for everybody.
Yeah, but that's it. Because like when my experience for bush dwarf, right? I got invited to this one. This was probably like 7 or 8 years ago. This is a long time ago, right? But then when I went out there, like they had security guards. They had a fence set up. There was a bus as well that was there. So this bus, it was weird because I didn't expect what this was.
Yeah.
I thought a bush dwarf was just like, like Blossom Festival or something like that. But then, so with that, there was guys that were like singlets, they're all bald, and then I got told that like it was actually like, it was a bit more of like a dodgy like bikey thing or something like that. And that's where I got confused a little bit. I was like, well, is it like a party or is it like, are they just dealing drugs or doing whatever they're doing? Like what's happening here?
Yeah.
And like what was quite shocking is like, it was quite funny. I was back in the day, like I was sitting in my tent hotboxing it with my roommate, right? And then like some guy just unzipped the tent and just like, hey guys, can I come join? This and that. And I'm like, who are you? What's going on? This is a bit iffy. Like, can you leave us alone? Like, nah, sorry, we can't help you. Like, but then like there was a guy in his tent. He's like moaning and whinging because he's like, I don't know, he's just like had too many drugs or whatever the go was. And I heard one of the guys around him telling him to shut up and kick the tent.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and I was like, I ended up having to leave. I only stuck around there for like 5 hours. I was that uncomfortable. I was like, this is not something I want to be a part of in a way.
Well, back then it was scary. Like
it was.
Doofs were dark and scary and a lot less community based than it is now.
Yeah, because I just feel like that one wasn't a bush doof.
Yeah.
That was something else.
Yeah.
Because then after interviewing like Nikki and all the other girls and all the other guys that do go to bush doofs, and actually like it just seems like it's just a wonderland. It's so much fun. Like
it is. It's so much fun.
Yeah. But then, because the music usually doesn't stop for like 2-3 days. It usually goes over a weekend, doesn't it? Like,
yeah. So it'll start on the Friday night and end midday Sunday kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the music won't stop unless the generator turns off, but it'll only stop for half an hour kind of thing.
And then kicks back
and
up.
straight back into it.
But then, like with the music not stopping, then how do people sleep? Or they just don't sleep.
Well,
or they sleep during
I
the day,
never used to sleep when I first started going out. It's only been in the last 3 or 4 years that I've started actually sleeping out parties. I would just pop a couple of Dexies and keep going. It'd have about 10 coffees.
That's fair, yeah.
And just keep going through the whole weekend. You'd end up like a zombie by the Sunday, but...
It's just the music though, right? It's the atmosphere, like...
Yeah.
Because that's where I've found where it's like sometimes when I go clubbing or like I'm DJing or I'm doing this and doing that, it's like the vibe, the atmosphere. It's just like I just feel so alive and awake.
Yeah.
And just with it. But then as soon as you take yourself out of that and it's quiet, then you're like... I need to chill.
I'm dead now.
Start feeling like an old person with a bloody trolley.
Yeah, you hit the wall and then that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So then, like with the music, so you've been going for like 9 years. What was like? How would you compare bush doofs now compared to back then? Because you said it was like dark, but like it would have been fun and.
It was definitely a lot of fun. learning about the different subgenres in music has changed my outlook on doofs these days. But back when I first started, I didn't know the difference between techno and psytrance. I had no damn clue. Like,
believe me, I'm still educating people. Like, techno is this, house is this.
Yeah. Like, if I had a good bass line, I was happy.
Yeah,
I was
that's
so
fair.
happy. But nowadays, we've become a lot more inclusive. I've started to be involved in writing up set lists.
Okay.
And I did a psychedelic set list recently, and I based it on what doofs used to be like.
Oh, okay.
Because
that's cool.
we never used to have a lot of overly fun music. It was really a lot more dedicated to the psy side of things.
Yeah.
And nowadays we're pretty much 50-50 drum and bass and psytrance and some more psychedelic music.
Really? So drum and bass has really like infected the...
It's a really big thing now. So when I
Wow.
first started DJing, I had to fight so many, not actually fight, but like I had to fight for my spot
Yeah.
against heaps of boys, heaps
Yeah.
of them. Now, I struggle to find prog DJs because
Really?
everybody wants to play drum and bass.
Yeah.
Because there's so much good drum and bass out there now. Like,
Well, it's massive, and what's nuts as well is drum and bass is like slowly starting to like. So Excision took like rhythm and made it huge in the States,
Yeah.
right? And like we've always had dubstep between here and London.
yeah,
And like it's, you know, back in the day, Rusko and Casper and this and that. But now how it's changed is like now dubstep is in America, but now drum and bass is actually slowly making its way through Europe and infecting America now again with all these heavy
awesome.
events. But then that's where it's gonna be nuts because it's like London, Australia. Like, you know, we've always been such a hot spot.
Yeah.
But now it's just going everywhere.
it's infecting everything, and I've
Yeah.
noticed it very heavily affect the doof scene in the last probably 3 years.
That's wild. I never would have thought drum and bass. I always thought it would just stay like, you know, psychedelic, prog, this, that, like, you know, like just fast, upbeat stuff. But I always thought it was separate from drum and bass. If you want to listen to drum and bass, you go to an Inhibit gig and
Yeah.
or something like that.
I feel like it should. That's I'm starting to like do parties with a couple of my friends and throw bush doofs ourselves, and that's what we're trying to avoid because there's such a big split in the doof scene
Yeah,
between
okay.
people that don't like psychedelic music and people that love psychedelic music. There's a
Interesting.
big split, and then there never used to be because there wasn't really any room for this drum and bass people to go anywhere. There wasn't really that much drum and bass out there.
Yeah.
But now, like the set list I've just created is the first half is bass and drum and bass, and
Yeah,
then the
okay.
second half is 4x4.
Yeah, wow.
So a bit of techno, mostly prog,
Yeah.
little bit of psytrance because you got to appease everybody.
That's it, yeah.
Have a little bit of everything to make everybody happy, especially if you're out there for that long. And for new people who have never listened to that kind of music, if we're playing dubstep,
Yeah.
everybody knows what dubstep is.
Yeah,
So
that's
they've got at least one set where they can vibe and like really feel at home.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's really cool.
It is cool.
So then, well, sorry, you go here.
No, I was just going to say it's just changed so much, and it's baffling to see. But
Yeah, it's fascinating, right? It's just how music comes in waves and things adjust and things change. And like
Yeah.
over the 9 years, have you seen like people come and go from the industry as well? Like,
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah.
I've seen crews start up and crews fail. I've seen DJs come in the scene and absolutely annihilate it and then just disappear.
really?
Yeah, And it happens quite a lot. Like,
So when you say cruise, so like what actually is a crew? A cruise like just like a group of people that throw an event, or
yeah, group of people that throw an event. Usually they'll have their own rig, sound system and lighting and that kind of stuff. Which
Yeah, I'll never forget it. When Josh Gannon first got his sound system, I had to go and help him get it, and I had my ute. But it was just like, holy crap, what are you guys picking up? Like picking up big sub bins and like
Yes.
tubs, and like this will fit in the tray, but okay. Like,
it'll just fit in the tray.
but that's what's so nuts as well, is like the sound systems you guys get out there are full on.
They are actually ridiculous, and it's only gotten bigger and bigger.
Bigger and better. Like,
When I started, it was only really small. There'd be a gazebo
yeah.
and some speakers that didn't match.
Yeah.
We call-
Yeah,
we
just
call-
throw them together.
We called them Franken rigs because they're bits
Franken rigs.
pieces from everywhere.
Can you Google Franken rigs and see if we can find anything?
I wonder if it says anything.
That'd be awesome. Like, it's just random, like, you know, I don't know, wooden boxes and just like custom cut
honestly,
or something.
and that's genuinely what it was. But now we've got all these amazing sound systems that are huge, and
like the Void or whatever it is. Yeah,
bro, that we got Serenity, which
Yeah.
is huge, especially like the festival stack of Serenity. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of speaker.
that's it.
That's a lot of speaker. I've
So loud,
recently started learning about how speakers work and all that kind of stuff. Being part of the crew,
Yeah.
we've got our own speakers, so learning about that's been really cool. That picture on the side is kind of it. That one, yeah. Because it's like all different types. Yeah, there you go. there you go. It's a Frankenrig.
That's sick. Yeah, so it's still like, it's still dual speakers. Like, they're the same left and
Yeah.
right, but then it's just like different speakers
Yeah.
that make up the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah, we've advanced from there a little bit.
Yeah,
Just a little
big
bit.
time. Yeah. But then, so in saying that as well, so like people have come and gone from the industry, music's changed, and there was still always just like start on Friday, end on Sunday, technically. Then, right? Like,
Yeah, well, sometimes people do one night parties. And
Yeah, well.
one night parties are probably my more favourite ones.
yeah,
You're not exhausted by the end of it. You can dance the entire weekend, have no problems,
yeah,
and go home.
yeah,
Have been out there for 2 nights can be
yeah.
real rough, especially in the middle of winter.
Yeah, get
That's-
sick or ill or get rained on.
Or get rained on. We had the party last year where it was random flash flooding, and the speakers, the what are they called? The plugs, like power boards.
Oh yeah.
Literally this deep in water. The whole party, the entire site, flash flooded, and we were this deep in water. Then everyone was standing in the same puddle of that the electrics were. And it was very, very scary. And
my God.
And that's where the community thing comes in, because everybody ran to go and get electrics out of the water and do whatever we could to save things, because it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it could be damaging,
It wasn't supposed to rain. If something went wrong with the generator and it sent a spark through the water, everybody on site would have died.
Yeah. Now that's where it's lucky, because like with a generator, I think like they would have RCD switches.
Yeah, they've got things like that, but on the rare occasion that doesn't work,
old generator, you dropped it once and then whoop.
Very scary.
Yeah, but that's where it's like it's just so fascinating, because it's like it's not like a pub, it's not a bar, it's not a nightclub, it's literally like a bush party.
Yeah,
and they just go off, like people just dance and dance and dance. Like what's the terminology for it, where it's like the people swim through the mud and stuff like that? Like one thing I've always found very funny as well is like, when it's like it does rain and it's like European parties or whatever, and they're like week long, but people just like live and bathe in the mud that's in front of the speakers.
I've seen that happen so many times.
Yeah. And they like just jump on the floor and start swimming.
A full penguin slide.
That's it, yeah. And then like have people like stick their heads in the sub boxes and stuff like that. I don't know how they do it, but
I did that for years.
Oh, really?
I did that for years with Serenity. I'd put my head in the sub box, and then I found out that the pressure that comes out of Serenity is close to the same being the jet engine.
Yeah, fight engine. Yeah, I think it's 134 decibels. Can we Google it? And then it's like, I think you can lose your hearing in 60 seconds or something like that.
So, and I
with the fighter jet.
I used to do that every weekend, literally every weekend without fail, and I'd shove my head in it and just stay there for.
But it was just
minutes.
Good though. Like,
it was great. It was great. I loved it. I loved it. I wouldn't do that now because I produce and I mix and I need my hearing.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. So then, what got you into DJing then?
Pretty much every friend I had was a DJ.
Why not?
Yeah, I'd picked up bits and pieces over the years from various people, and then living in a house with 4 DJs.
Yeah.
It was inevitable for me to learn. I had to fight for them to teach me because...
Yeah, they're all DJing themselves, right?
No,
practicing, or?
Nobody taught us, so we're not going to teach you.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, but I got there eventually. I got them. Like, you need to break the cycle. It's like that parent thing. You need to break the cycle and be different.
That's fair.
I got there eventually, and that was really good. I had my friend Corey. He was trying to get me to learn to mix house first.
Okay.
I'd been listening to prog since the day I found prog. that's all I've listened to since.
Yeah.
I'm either listening to prog or I'm listening to like 80s sing-alongs.
Nice.
There's no in between. I've forgotten where I was going with that.
Oh no! Like, so with the DJing, so then like you got into prog, and then like Corey said you want to learn house.
We had a full-blown screaming match about this because he's like, you need to learn how to mix house first. I was like, but I don't feel house in my soul. Like I can listen to any prog song on the planet, and I know what's going to happen next, even if I've not heard it before. Like I know the way it's structured. I can feel what's going to happen, so I can mix it better because it's my soul music.
Yeah, it's what you love.
It's what I love.
That's the thing about it, right?
It's the one thing that I'll want to do is mix prog in front of lots of people and teach people that don't know prog. Teach them what that is because it is really good.
Well, that's amazing though, because it's like you grabbed your genre and you found your genre that you absolutely love, and like it hasn't changed over like the 9 years in a way. Like you just,
it's definitely gotten more specific.
Yeah.
Like I've got a very specific sound now, but that's what happens when you become a DJ. You find your sound and you kind of just run with it.
Yeah, that's it. Well, that's what makes a good producer and what makes a good DJ. Like, you know, that's where, like, what we were saying before, is where it's fascinating because, like, for me, I go off and play commercial music. And, like, for me, I'm just playing to the crowd, but I'm playing Britney Spears and ABBA and stuff like that. But then it's like you guys, like, you're going out there and then you're just rocking it and you just put together a set that it's like, people might know the songs, so they might be prog heads or drum and bass heads or whatever it is. But like you put together music that people might have never heard of, but they still love it and dance to it. It's like it's just like opposite ends of the spectrum almost. It's like dancing and then dancing, but it's like commercial, cheesy, top 40 sing-alongs and stuff you've never heard of. Yeah. But then at the same time, so groovy, funky, and just fun. And then you just like, you know, just either or. Like,
I was saying this the other day to a friend how, like, vastly different the city industry is versus the bush industry, and that I've noticed that a lot of city DJs and artists look down upon bush DJs.
It's silly, right? I have seen a little, like, this is the thing about it. So I talk about this on the podcast all the time, but the scene can be toxic, especially the city scene. And it's so silly. And the way I put it, the best way to break it down is like, if you've got 1,000 DJs, how do you fit them into 15 nightclubs? Yeah. Or 12 nightclubs? Exactly. Or 50 bars? You can't really. Yeah. But then like with the bush, like, or you just go and hang out, you go be a part of the bush stuff, and then eventually you might be able to play a set or do this or do that or network, but it's just like go and have fun, right?
Yeah, 1,000%. And me being part of doing set lists has made me, especially because drum and bass is really big in our scene at the moment, go out and look at DJs that play drum and bass in the city and see if they want to come out bush. Yeah. I went out last Friday and saw Sammy the Sinner.
Oh, yeah.
She was phenomenal.
Yeah,
she was
good.
Absolutely amazing to watch. And I went up and I had a chat with her afterwards and I asked her if she'd come and play out bush. Yeah. And she would absolutely love to. And that made me really feel like I could break that thing where city DJs look down upon us. Like,
yeah, it's just so silly, right? Because it shouldn't happen. It's like, you know, say like to reference Nikki, it's like what Nikki's doing is just incredible for the scene, whether it be just the bush scene or just making safe places in general and like education and this and that and the whole lot. Like, it's just like there shouldn't be a divide in music. There shouldn't be the city scene and the bush scene. No. It should just be the music scene.
It's that we're artists.
Yeah, artists, that's it. Just musos. Yeah. We're all musos. Exactly. And just want to hang out and have a good time. Yeah. But it's just like, it's just this weird toxicity that can happen where it's like, oh, they got that gig. I wish I had that gig, so I'm not going to like them anymore. It's like, come on, just get off there. Yeah. Be supportive. They got that
me,
gig.
I'll support you if you're supporting me.
That's
like,
it, yeah.
It's the only way we get anywhere.
Exactly.
Is supporting each other.
And we're just one big country town, technically, compared to the rest of the world.
We're at the bottom of the world in music.
Yeah, that's it. But we've still got so much talent here.
It is crazy how much talent. Like, doing the set list, I'm gonna keep referencing that because it's a big thing that's opened opened my eyes to a lot of things. Yeah. Trying to fill 21 hours of DJs.
So you're not doing like so you're doing like a full set list of like organising all the DJs. And wow, I thought you meant set list is like just like organising a 1 hour DJ set or 2 hour.
Nah.
Whoa, 21 hours.
Yeah, so I've got 21 different DJs that are all locked and loaded, ready to go. I've got my flow that starts with like some house,
Yeah.
goes into dubstep, and then into some glitch hop, and then straight into some drum and bass. And then I've got one artist, Begsy, who's been mentioned on here before.
Yeah. I had him on here a long time ago. And I want to get him back on.
Yeah, let's get him back. He's
a
so
cool
good.
dude. He's very
so
cool
good.
dude.
I've got him doing a half drum and bass set and half prog set.
Sweet, yeah.
And then continuing on with prog. But there's so many artists just in the Duff scene that are so good that I want to give everybody a set, but there's not even enough time. Even if I do a two night party, there's still be not enough time.
Yeah, that's what's just so wild, right? And then like, because like, if you're doing 21 hours worth of music, that's a lot of DJs. There's a lot of music.
Yeah,
like, it's like 21. Can you Google average, like, so 21 hours in average song length? See if you can find that out, because I reckon 21 hours will probably be like 300. No.
What, divided by like 3
minutes? Yeah.
3-ish minutes.
It'd be like 1,000 songs. No, maybe 800 songs. Maybe more. Yeah, here we go. No, maybe that's not it. We will get to the bottom of this. There'll be some sort of calculator. But play length calculator. Here we go. I think this might be able to help us out. In minutes. Yeah, 21 hours. So what's 21 hours in minutes?
21.
Kieran's doing real math. But that's it though, right? So your event then. So what's it called?
It's called Triology.
Triology. And who else is helping you do it?
My friend Andrew and Talia. So we've got Wild Antics and Sub Sorcery. They're both DJs as well.
Nice, yeah. If you're watching, you should come on here.
Really good DJs.
Yeah.
May I add, they're amazing. They've just moved down from Geraldton.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. Which is amazing. So
were they going to bush parties in like near Perth from Geraldton? Like,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I moved up there for about 6 months, and I did the journey a few times, driving 5.5 hours to go out to a Duff. Is 5.5 really hours. Interesting.
Yeah,
it wasn't bad. It gave me the perfect opportunity to find new music.
Yeah.
Which is
5.5 hours.
Yep,
10, 11 hours.
Yeah.
There and back.
Exactly.
Wait, did you find 5? It's 1.25.
540.
540.
If the average song's 4 minutes.
Yeah, if the average. Yeah. That's not bad. That's
not bad at
That's a
all.
lot of music though.
Yeah.
540 tracks.
Well,
damn.
If you think about it in terms of the set list, it's probably close to double that.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because like, you know, how many songs do you usually play in a set?
Oh goodness, way too many. I am a chronic over mixer.
Yeah, it's a good thing though,
especially with the music that I play.
You can just swap, change, fiddle, double drops.
Changing constantly. It needs to be. You need to keep it interesting because a dug over and over and over again can even if you love it, it will get boring and repetitive.
Yeah.
So keep switching it up. I think I go through maybe 70 or 80 tracks in a set.
That's fair.
At minimum.
That's good.
At minimum.
So that's like for a 1 hour set, or yeah, that's a good amount. Yeah.
I don't actually plan sets out anymore. I just jump through playlists and
just freestyle.
Yeah, play through pretty much every playlist I have because
the way to do it, though.
ADD kicks in and I'm like, oh my god, now this.
Yeah, that's the same with me. Like I was talking to a friend about this the other day, but it's like for music, it is like it's God's gift almost. Like it really is because you're standing on stage like, all right, next song, all right, let's do this. Next song, let's do this, let's do that, and like you just get so frantic and into it. And it's just like all the buttons and all the things you can do and the knobs and this and that.
Things.
Right?
So many things.
Yeah, it's a musical instrument. It is an instrument.
It is.
And that's where it's kind of funny because you know how you were saying it's like with like, you know, the city DJs and the prog and the bush DJs. Similar thing as well when it's like musicians like who play guitar and they're like, oh, DJs don't do it.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but have you seen people scratch before? Like, or have you seen like, you know, people that do triple drops, like a drum and bass, or do this or do that, or just mashups on the fly, or this or that, or whatever? Like, it's your art.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. I just learned how to scratch recently, and oh my god, it's so much fun.
It's so much fun, but it's
So
like, it's
fun.
scary, right? Because you got to really get it right.
You just got to go for it
Yeah.
and just do it.
That's it, yeah.
I had someone tell me that you can't do backspins and you can't scratch
Can't
with
do
prog.
backspins. Okay.
With prog, that's what they said to me, and I was
Okay.
like, "Watch me,
Oh,
watch me."
wow.
And now it's a
Okay.
staple that I do backspins and I scratch
Yeah.
in my sets. And
So if no one else does that, it's pretty cool.
there's a few other people that do it, but
Yeah.
people kept telling me you can't do it. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
I will make it work. That's my job. My entire job of being a DJ is to make it work.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, it's not bad. How did you find learning how to DJ though, and what equipment did you use?
So I started on S4 Mark III's
Nice.
tractor.
Yeah, that's what I use.
I'm still using them now.
Yeah,
I love
awesome.
them.
Native instruments. Yep, for the win.
I'll froth them. They're
See,
the best.
I know how to use CDJs. I don't like using CDJs.
Yeah, same.
I just use Tractor and I take it to every gig with me, and it's because I can hot cue on the fly.
Yep.
Like I do this thing where I play requests.
Yeah.
I love playing requests.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because someone will come up and ask me for a song. If I don't have it, I'll buy it on iTunes.
Yes.
I'll hotspot my phone, buy it on iTunes, download it, import it into Tractor. Then once I import it into Tractor, analyze it, and then listen to it, cue it up, and then play it maybe 3 songs later, 4 songs later.
Yeah.
But I do that all whilst playing, like whilst DJing.
While still DJing.
Yeah, because then it's like I can just put it in track C or track D. So it's
Yeah.
just hovering there.
Yeah.
It's not actually playing, or I can put it on the other side on A or B or whatever it
Yeah.
is. But at the same time, what you can do with a laptop and what you can do with a controller, I've always said it, and that you can do it on CDJs,
You can, yeah.
but you can't. Like you can't buy a song and import it.
No.
But you can do a lot on a controller, and you can do a lot on CDJs.
Yeah.
It's just different instruments.
It is different.
And like I always reference this, but did you know it's like Jimi Hendrix, right? He played the guitar back to front, upside down, and he played it back to front and strung it upside down. No one taught him how to string a guitar up. So he went and bought a guitar. And he's like, I want to learn guitar, and he strung it the way he thought he was stringing it, like the way to do it. He strung it wrong, upside down. But he became
Wow.
Jimi Hendrix, right?
Wow, that's really cool. I did not know that.
That's it. Well, at least, can we fact check that? I hope I'm right, because I've been told that by, I can't remember who told me that, but apparently that's a fact.
That's really cool.
But how is that though, right?
That's crazy.
Because it's not like, oh, I just got a Gibson guitar and that's my sound. It's like,
Yeah.
no. It's like he completely customized the guitar to play it back to front and upside down.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, and then he became Jimi
Jimi
Hendrix.
Hendrix.
Yeah, that's
What?
it. And it's a similar thing. It's like you can pick up a tractor, you can pick up CDJs,
Yeah.
you can pick up a record that you can play on just records.
Yeah.
But if you practice your craft and you're good at your craft, you know, you're great at your craft.
Yeah.
There's no reason to go, oh, it's the industry standard, I got to swap over. It might hinder some gigs because
Yeah.
a club might only have CDJs.
Yeah.
But then you can just negotiate, talk this and that. You know, Carl Cox has been using native instruments for like 10 years. Not even kidding. He can use CDJs, and he has in the past. But when he goes and DJs, he actually uses stems. He uses like a Tractor D8, I think it is. He gets 2 of those, and then it's like it's just samples.
Oh, yeah.
But then at the same time, he'll play a song, and then he'll do things on like effects and this and that and all
That's
the other
cool.
stuff. But it's his instrument.
Yeah.
And it's Carl Cox. If he can say I'm not using CDJs, then why can't? Oh no, yeah, why can't I?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, I think it's one of those. But I think he has the individual sides, so not the
that's
mixer
cool.
in the middle. But yeah, it's just that's his controller. But it's a similar thing of like Ableton and FL Studio as well, right? Yeah. Afrojack and Martin Garrix and I think it was Tiesto used FL Studio.
Oh.
Yeah. But then everyone else uses Ableton.
Yeah.
But it's just apples and oranges.
It really
apples
is.
and Samsungs.
It really
like,
is. It's shocking.
Yeah. But that's where it's like it's just the industry. It's just music. It's everything.
Yeah.
So then back to music with you and stuff. Sorry. I was like sidetracked a little bit myself. How many gigs do you reckon you've played then? Quite a few.
A fair few.
A fair
A
few.
fair damn few. I probably could. I don't even think I could put a number to it. Maybe like. I don't know. Probably
50?
no more than that.
100?
Probably 100-ish.
Nice.
Probably a little bit more than 100, I'd say.
Because over 9 years, and then how many bush tuffs would there be in 9 years? Like
Well, from DJing for 5 years, there's been
hundreds.
so many.
Yeah.
So many. And sometimes I played two sets at a gig.
You really?
I'll go out bush and I'll play a daytime set and a nighttime set.
That's cool.
It's so good.
But then, because you were saying before though, it's like, so when you first started, there were like barely any girls in the bush doof industry.
Yeah.
And then how was that like? You know, you trying to get through and get gigs and get on the stage and everything like that. Was it quite easy? Because now it's like there's a lot. It's good how the industry's changing, and it has changed quite a bit to what it was, and it's not so much a male-dominated industry anymore. But it's like it's a lot more equal. And like I got to say, it's good that people are doing lineups with 50-50. They should do 50-50.
1,000%.
But if you can't do 50, at least try and do as close as you can. Just try and make it as equal as you possibly can, or even just like less guys and more girls.
Yeah, there's still not that many girls in the doof scene that are DJs.
Yeah.
There's a few, like Katie and Dakota, Natasha, and Talia, just off the top of my head, of like the main ones that play at all the parties that I do, and but that's about it. It's still It's still predominantly my brother.
Oh, we got heaps of comments. Shout out Katie. We've talked a lot about you, Katie. I was wondering if Katie was going to tune in.
She shared it just before too.
Oh, she did. Oh, sweet.
Legend.
Yeah. Katie, got all the time in the world for you. You're amazing.
20 out of 10.
Yeah, 20 out of 10. But yeah, so that's wild. So then, and then so when but how was it like trying to get the gigs back then and ages ago?
It was.
Oh, shout out Talia as well.
JT. It was difficult. Mm-hmm. It was difficult because there were so many, specifically prog DJs at the time, and all of them were guys. I struggled a lot. Knowing the people that were throwing parties really helped me get my foot in the door. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah. It's wild with that. It's just the world.
It really is. It really is. It doesn't matter which industry you're in. It doesn't matter how much you know. Yeah.
Just if you're born into it, you're born into it, right?
Yeah, 1,000%.
Imagine being born in the 1%.
Oh my God.
I'd have a Lamborghini.
Right? I'd be buying Darty sets like Paris Hilton does.
Yeah, that's it. Nice Darty sets.
Have bedazzled headphones, which I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bedazzle my own headphones.
Bedazzle your headphones.
Have you seen Paris Hilton's headphones?
No, can we Google Paris Hilton? Oh dear, here we go. We're going down this. But then, so like, what was your first bush doof set then?
It was a daytime prog set, and it was at a Space Boy party, which I was a part of throwing them parties.
I see what you mean. She's got V motors and she's bedazzled.
With real diamonds.
Of course, yeah.
I'm not going to do real diamonds. But no. I'm going to do that and then put my logo on the side. I
have to say, V-motor headphones. Everyone uses Sennheisers. Sennheisers are great. I don't doubt them. They're really good. Yeah. V-motor headphones, you can just twist them like that. You can full on go like that, and they just don't break.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, I've had the same pair. I've still got my original pair, but I bought a new pair just because I wanted to get a new pair. Okay. But I've had the same pair since I started.
Jesus.
11 and a half years
Jesus
ago.
Christ.
And they still work. I just had to replace the cable.
That's not bad at all.
And it's just the cable. Like the cable's Kevlar, but obviously after 11 years of being pulled and twisted and this and that, it's just frayed a little bit. Yeah. Cable still works. Oh, wow. But I just had to get a new cable because it was a little bit dicky in a way.
Well, that's all right.
But the V-motor headphones are so good, and you can fully customize them if you buy them online. Oh. And just for the people that don't know as well, if you go on the website, like go vmoto.com. Also, Kieran's wearing a pair of V-motors as well. Oh. I've got 3 pairs.
Oh, so, damn.
Yeah, I picked up that pair off the website, $40 Australian. Not even kidding. What? Refurbished. What? They sometimes have specials on their website, and you just got to look through, and you can actually pick up refurbished pairs. When it says refurbished, literally it means they take everything off of it and put it back on.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just like, just put brand new stuff in. It's brand new anyway. Pair. Yeah. $40.
Wow.
But definitely recommend, don't get the wireless if you ever look at these.
No, wireless is not what you want when you're an artist.
No way. The M200s, or if you go to Store DJ, the LP2s or LPs.
Okay, cool.
Like they are the best pair of headphones I have ever owned.
Hell yeah.
Ever.
I've gone through 2 sets of headphones now. A Denon set.
Okay. Apparently Denon's not bad though.
They were phenomenal.
Yeah.
They were phenomenal. I had my decks fall off the table while I was playing.
Really? Wait, what? No, go on. What happened?
It was on an elevated platform, and I dance a lot when I play. I dance.
So they just rig it.
I'm doing these ones, and the table's shaking. My laptop screen's doing this. I'm having to keep like pushing it back up, and I didn't realise that it had edged its way to the edge, and then I've done something and flicked my hand. And as I flicked my hand, the decks have just gone bang on the floor and broke my little jack.
Yeah, the jack.
Broke my jack. But the music didn't stop.
That's good.
The music didn't stop. I picked the decks up with the most confused look on my face. I shook it at the crowd. I screamed at them. They screamed back at me, and I just kept going.
That's awesome.
I looked up to the sky. I was like, the DJ gods are looking after me today. And I go, oh my God.
That's so good. Well, like, what other like fun stories have you had out and about in bush and stuff like that?
Oh my goodness.
Like, because I mean, that's pretty cool. Like the deck falling off the boot. Like, yeah, oh shit.
That was hilarious. I couldn't believe that happened.
But even just to pick it up and be like, we're winning. This is good.
Yeah, I just yell as loud as I could back at the crowd, and they're looking at me all confused, like, why has she got her decks? And then they realise what happened. They're like, oh fuck yes. that was good fun. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
As stressful as it was good fun. Oh man, I've had so many good times out bush. Like, I feel like I'm at home when I'm standing on a doof stage and I'm playing my favourite music to my favourite people. Like, it's home, and
That's so good though.
It really is. It's like drugs, honestly. Like, obviously being a raver since 13, I've done my fair share.
Yeah.
You've
had fun
over the years.
Yeah.
But I've never felt the way that I do when I come off stage.
Yeah.
And it is intoxicating in the best of ways. I love it. I'm a very emotional person, so I've cried many a times, either while playing the set because I'm just loving it so much, or when I get off the set or whatever. Amazing. Really cool thing that happened was the first time I ever played my original track out bush. There was a storm coming in, and as I've started to play it, as the breakdown started to happen, lightning struck in the air, and then about half a second after it dropped, thunder, bang, and it was, I got goosebumps thinking about it.
Cool.
It was phenomenal, and I was crying because I just spent months making this fucking stupid song, and I was so nervous. I was so nervous to show it, and I had Leighton.
Shout out Leighton. Yeah.
Shout out Leighton. He was there next to me while I was doing it, and then that happened, and I was like, that's just the earth opening up to me for my song. It was really, really special.
I'm not surprised. That would have been sick.
That was the same party that we had flash flooding.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
about an hour and a half later, while Begsy was playing, is when the rain started.
Really? So whilst he was DJing, and then just started bucketing down. Because you were saying it was like underwater, right?
Yeah, about that deep underwater.
Yeah, and everyone had to go and get the equipment out, right? Yeah.
It was very stressful. But
that would have been like, because then you have generators like flipping out, like with the RCDs and like everything else, and like you get the cables out, and then
you don't want the speakers to get wet, like inside the actual speakers. That's not ideal. It was hectic.
That's it.
But we got through it, and nothing was damaged. No one got hurt. So
yeah, that's good. It's just everyone's just a little bit wet and muddy, right?
Everyone's just a little bit displeased and cold, but it's all right.
So then, like, when people go out to bush stuffs, then so like, they usually take like a van out, or or how do they? Because they're camping.
Yeah,
is it just tents, or
it depends. I've been in swags a lot for my doofing.
Or just out in the elements though, just roll out a swag and sleep in it. Like, nice. Pure outback, right?
Yeah, well, it's camping. You're gonna have to rough it a little bit. Like, there's definitely people that bring out the caravans and their rooftop tents, which I've just upgraded to.
Nice, that's good. It's a big upgrade.
But yeah, some people use tents and stuff, but trying to pack it down on a Sunday when you're hungover as crap and it's wet buckled and dirty and it's just not it.
Yeah, but no one really sleeps out in the elements? Do they like just pass out?
Sometimes
Yeah.
at summer parties, yeah.
Yeah, summer
a lot of
parties,
the time
yeah.
at summer parties. If it's not a raining doof, some people will fall asleep next to the fires,
Yeah,
like
that's
just
fair.
in their camp chair.
Yeah, as long as they're warm and
Yeah.
like, it's looked after,
Yeah,
it's all good.
and if it's really that cold
Mm.
and the fire's not warm enough, people will put blankets on people and
Yeah.
look after people,
Well,
or
that's what I was gonna
get them to get
mention.
into bed.
Yeah, like that's what's amazing is like the leave no, like what are like the 5 pillars or whatever it is, or there's like a few pillars like leave no trace, look after each other, like if you see something, talk about it or something like
Yeah,
that. Like
yeah.
there's like a few, like there's like the unspoken
Doof rules, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're responsible for the people that you take out, which is a really big thing, holding people accountable. Oh my god.
You can have a quarter of the fairy floss dessert that's in the fridge. You can have a quarter, right? Like I got a candy cow. All right, it's expensive. It's from Kawarma. It's delicious though. Yeah, you can
Oh
have
my
quarter, Ewan. Sorry, go on. Bloody roommates, right?
That was so good. I don't know what we were talking about.
The core pillars and everyone looking after each other.
Yeah. That never really used to be a thing back. That's why I say 6, 7 years ago was dark and scary.
Yeah,
We
okay.
never really had that accountability thing. Obviously, we used to tie people to trees.
Really?
If you got a creep on the dance floor and you've told them 5 times,
Yeah, that's fair.
there needs to be some sort of
Repercussion.
repercussion,
Yeah.
so that they're not doing it again. We used to do that, but obviously that can be quite confronting for other patrons that
Yeah,
are
that's it.
walking
People
around.
People are just like dancing there. Why are they cable tying that dude to a tree?
Yeah,
and then they find
1000%.
out like, oh, okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
So we've kind of steered away from that, but we've gained so many people in the scene that just watch. And like Leighton, for an example, I'm pretty sure that Katie mentioned this. He literally was watching girls get harassed on the dance floor while he was playing.
Mm.
He turned the music off.
Really? Turn the music off.
Turned the
yeah.
music off and started yelling at them and stopped it.
Good.
And we've got so many people in the scene like that now that we didn't back then, that it's made it such a more safe place.
Good.
And I know I can look around on a dance floor, even a full dance floor out bush, and I'll see Leighton or Begsy for just examples because they're nice and tall. They
Yeah.
stick out of the crowd. And I know that they're dancing, they're having a good time, but they're just watching.
Yeah.
They're watching, they're making sure everybody's safe and everybody's not feeling uncomfortable.
But that's the thing about it. It just should be like a normal standard thing. It's good that it is a normal standard
Yeah.
thing now. But back then, it's like, it's just barbarianism almost.
It really was. It really, really was.
That's yeah.
Back then, it wasn't about the music, I don't think. It was about getting fucked up in the bush.
Yeah, it was more. It wasn't. There was no magic there. It was just going out with your mates, getting absolute trolley drunk.
Yeah. Yeah, like the music was magic because that's what that kind of music is about. If you enjoy it, but there was no soul in the community. Now we've got such a big sense of community that it's become such a different, light-colored space.
Yeah.
Rather than being dark and grey, we're colourful and
Yeah, that's
bright and
good.
beautiful and happy, and it's like a 360. It's crazy.
That's so good though.
It's
That's really
amazing.
good to hear. Because that's why you need people in the scene like Leighton or Ash or Katie or Nikki and all the
Oh,
others.
man.
Like
The girls we've got out bush are powerhouse women as well. Like you know that if anything goes down, all of them got your back, and it's really, really special.
yeah.
Really special.
No, it's amazing.
It
I was
is
gonna
cool.
ask though, so like, because the scene has grown over the years, right? But then there's like Facebook groups, like isn't it like Perth Bush Doofers or something?
Perth
like
Doofs, yeah.
yeah, Perth Doofs or like WA Doofs or something like
Yeah.
that. But then you were saying it's like before that, like there's a lot of like underground Doofs still, because it's like the community's huge now. But they're like, are they still just like people just post in Perth Doofs being like, there's just one going on? Then because like you don't ever want too many people, right?
No.
But you also want to have a good amount of people.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Alright.
So there was Halloween that the Mad Hatters did, the one before they went to doing legal parties.
Yeah.
Somebody put in Perth Doofs and in a Telegram page the directions for the doof, And there ended up being so many people there. And
Really?
most of the time, a doof cruise, 5 people. How's 5 people gonna
Look
after thousands? And I'm
Yeah.
talking like 3,000. Like the scene got really, really big there for a moment. Like the last Evo that before they went legal,
Yeah.
3,000 or 4,000 people in the bush.
That's wild.
And it's really crazy, and that's why we try to avoid putting things on Perth Doofs now.
Yeah.
For that reason, there's also people that have been banned from the scene for doing
yeah.
not nice things.
Yeah, that's it. Stupid things.
Yeah, they're still a part of
Those
of those groups. So we try to avoid putting it on there because you bring too many people in the bush, and it's your duty of care as an organizer to be able to look after each and every single person. And if sometimes it just blows up. My first party that I played at for the first time and I was involved in, we were the first doof after the pandemic, after we got had those big long lockdowns.
Yeah.
And we didn't expect any more than 300 people. Next thing we know, there's nearly 2,000 people in the bush. And it can happen out of nowhere and very intensely. But I don't know. You got to be careful.
Yeah, because what do you do? Like, if 1,000 people rock up to your party, or 3,000, you can't really say, "Sorry, guys, go home," because they just traveled like an hour and a half, or 2 hours just to get there.
Exactly.
But then, like, you need to, if I was organising a party and 3,000 people rocked up, I'd just be like, "All right, you're a security guard, you're a security guard, you're a security guard."
Yeah.
I'd get round up all my mates, and I'd just be like, "All right, we're doing this."
Yeah,
like,
and that's exactly what happened each time that has happened. But it's because something gets leaked on a Perth Doof page or in a Telegram page, which I don't even know how that happened. But
yeah. It's wild.
It is wild, especially like if it's in the middle of summer. We are in the middle of the bush. We're deep in the bush too. We're maybe 50 k's into the bush.
Yeah, and everyone's just made that trek out there.
If you've got 3,000 people in the bush, that's a lot of cars. If the bush goes on fire,
how do you get 3,000 people out of there?
How do you get 3,000 people
Yeah,
out? Like, we usually pick sites that have multiple entries and exits so that we can account for that. But if you got that many people in there, you're not getting that many people out.
No, not in an emergency. No. But then, like, so in saying that, do most bush doofs have like a fire warden or something like that? I mean, in winter it'd be a bit more relaxed, but like you have fire breaks, you'd have this, you'd have that, like, because most locations are on farms, aren't they? Or
no, they're just literally just in the middle of the bush.
Oh, just in the middle of the bush.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But so that's the organizer's job.
Yeah.
Like when we're throwing our party in a few weeks, it'll be the 3 of us, me, Andy, and T. We'll all be 1,000% watching that kind of stuff. In summer, we obviously don't have any fires, and if anything is lit, we'll just go fucking put it out.
Yeah, that's it, just straight away. Yeah.
Most of the crews have extinguishers and fire blankets and stuff just in case anyway.
Yep. That's good. Like, you need that kind of stuff.
1,000%.
Because like people smoke cigarettes out there and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're smoking billies, and the ember jumps out sometimes, and like you just don't know what will happen. Some cars can light fires in the middle of summer.
That's it. You just park on some dry grass. Yeah.
Exactly. So we're all very cautious about that, especially in summer.
Yeah.
Especially in summer.
Well, that's good because like I can imagine the last thing you want is like you throw a party and then you start a bushfire and then it gets out of control and then like, well, there goes the bush party. Like
there goes all the equipment. There goes people's cars.
Yep.
Most of the time, not a lot of money is made from throwing doofs.
Yeah, that's what I want to ask as well, because then it's like most of them aren't ticketed, are they? Or some of them are ticketed, but the money usually just gets reinvested just for the next one, right?
Yeah, so
it's not a very profitable event, almost, right?
If you're having to hire out equipment, hire speakers and lights and stuff, it's very difficult to make money. From what I've seen, anyway, like it looks like it would be very difficult. Rig hire is expensive. Lighting and lasers are fucking expensive as well. Like, but if you've got a lot of your own equipment, it will pretty much just come down to like your fuel costs to run the generator.
And fuel costs.
But you still need to get the
Fucking you. Yes, it is. That's why I got it from Kauai. I knew it was going to be tasty. Yep. Yeah. There you go. I hope you're enjoying it, Ewan.
Oh, that's so
This
good.
is the result. Wait, what? Of a heartfelt podcast and a stand-up comedian. Yeah, nice.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah, okay,
That's
I
what
like
we
this.
want.
Yeah. In kangaroo court. Yes, kangaroo court. But no, that's it. And it's like, it's always good to have like those procedures in place to make sure that just if anything happens, it can get stopped.
100%, and that we've definitely gotten better at that over the years.
Yeah.
And just in general, if something's going down, there's always someone you can find to help you. Back when I first started doofing, I would often get stalkers and people following me if I'm trying to go into the bush to go for a pee. They'd follow me, and I didn't really have, like, I had my friends that I could go to ask help.
Yeah.
But I couldn't go to the organisers.
Yeah, or other strangers or anything.
Yeah, 1,000%. But nowadays, there's so many people that are a part of it, and are, like, the organisers are a lot more willing to help and put their necks out for people, which is it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. It's all in the right direction.
We're
good,
going
like,
really well in the right direction. And trying to keep the underground side of it alive as well, because everybody's starting to go legal.
That's it. Evo was huge. It was everywhere. There was like posters everywhere and stuff. My roommates went to it because they saw a poster somewhere.
Yes,
I
love that. That's so good.
Which it is good, but at the same time, it's huge.
Yeah.
Like, it's not underground anymore. It becomes more of like a public legal gathering.
1,000%. And like, I'm really proud that we're doing that, because I can look back 15 years in the future once our psytrance and music festival scene is actually blooming, and be like, I was part of the first ones.
Yeah.
And that's special. I think that's really special.
But that's it as well. That's where, like, to get deep in a way, but it's like, I was talking to a mate about this the other day, where it's like, what actually is our purpose? Like, what do we do? What are, like, as people, as human beings, what is our purpose? But in the same time, like, some people just go to work every day and just do this and do that.
Yeah.
But then creative people, artistic people that do this, and like people like do music or do events or all this other stuff, to like actually look back in 15 years and go, well, I helped I was a part of this community. We all work together, and look at what it is now and how it's transformed. If we don't leave it, like, if we don't leave it, if we don't nurture it and keep looking after it, it will turn into something else.
Yeah.
But it might not turn into what everyone envisioned as like the better thing of what it could be.
Yeah.
And it's like, like, I record all my DJ sets, right?
Mm-hmm.
And looking back on my DJ sets is like, it's like where I started, and it's like where I begun, and it's like the journey from where I am to now, and it's like how much I've improved and this and that, and like, it's just like, we're all individuals, we're all people, but I find that, the people that really do things are the ones that, like, that mean a lot to the scene, to the community, to just like society almost. I'll say it again, because I mentioned Nikki twice or 3 times now, but like a treasure for the scene.
Yeah.
And like a treasure for the scene,
because really is.
What you just said before, where it's like guys are following you to the bathroom, to the bush, that's filthy. It's like, leave the poor girl alone, right? Like, that's it's bad.
And it was really bad, and it was a lot of people that would have the same problems. Nowadays, that gets shut down like that.
Yeah, it happens. They're out. They're banned. Mm-hmm. Good. Like, that's the way it should be.
It's so amazing now. Like, so much better.
Yeah, because how do you like you got to encourage a positive scene.
And how do you police an underground scene? How do you police something without police and without actual security? Yeah. You look after each other.
That's what I love about the ranger philosophy behind Blossom. Like, how they have rangers, and they literally are people that you can approach. You could be spangled out of your mind. You could be a plate of spaghetti, but you go up to one of these rangers and they will help you. Yeah. That's their role. They're still enjoying themselves, having a great time, but their role is to make sure that every patron is having a good time. And that's what, like, we need that stuff. 1,000%.
And we're doing really good with that in our scene. Like, I've seen a few different crews post pictures of like the safe people.
Yeah. That's good though.
That they encourage people to go to
see.
if they're having any problems. And
Yeah.
I think that's really amazing. Like having a face for it, or putting people in shirts.
Yep.
So that people know, like, you can come to this person and they have the power to deal with it.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of stress away and takes the uncertainty and scariness out of it.
Yeah. But that's it. And that's what you like when someone's going to a bush tour for the first time, or even an event for that first time, being able to feel safe and actually like enjoy themselves is so important.
The most important.
Yeah. They say it's like, I can't remember who told me this, but I stick by this. I really stick by this. But like with like a pub or a venue, it's like the four things. Who's in the venue? What's the venue look like? What's the staff look like? What's the music like as well? Oh, fifth thing as well. What's the drinks or the food like as well? But it's like without those five things that make up a venue, the venue doesn't really exist, right? But then at the same time, it's like being able to work all those five things, and then someone goes in there and goes, "I had a great time." They're like, I think it's like 70% or 60% chance that they will come back.
Oh, wow.
And then if they go there and they have a bad time, and it's usually because one of those five pillars, like, the food might be garbage.
Yeah.
So then you go there and you're like, well, I tried the food and I didn't like it. Well, why would I go back?
Why would I go back, yeah.
I went there and it's like, I don't know, the bartender was yelling at someone. Oh, I didn't like that. Why would I go back?
Yeah.
And it's like these five things, these five core pillars, it's like all it takes for one to fall down, the house will fall down, right?
1,000%.
But it's the same thing with Bushduff, same thing with events, same thing with festivals. If someone goes to a festival and then they end up getting sick, or they're not feeling well, or they get harassed or bullied, or something happens, why would they go again?
Exactly.
Yeah, they'll be like, they've got this trauma almost behind it. They're like, I didn't enjoy myself. But then being able to just promote and make sure everyone has a good time. Like when you've DJ'd as well in the past, have people come up to me like, oh, that was amazing, I love that set and this and that? Like,
so often.
Yeah.
So often. I've got a few fans in the bush that absolutely obsess over my sets, and I love them.
That's so good.
And it's really special.
Yeah, because
really
you're
special.
touching their soul, and then they're coming back and being like, thank you, like I loved that, like, and it's like you're just getting them dance and have a great time. And
it's really nice. It's a full circle thing from me jumping up on stage with my mates when they were DJing before I started, and watching them do it and puppet master the crowd.
Puppet master.
Yeah, because
you're gonna dance.
You do this.
You're gonna dance.
The crowd's doing the same movement, and amazing. Watching them give people that, and them giving me those experiences of those moments when you just lose your shit dancing. Now being able to give it to other people is a real full circle.
That's it.
It's really cool.
It's magic, right?
It really is magic.
It is just magic. So yeah, I lost my train of thought. I had a question, but I forgot it. Do we have any more comments whilst I think of something? No. Oh, put me on the spot, Kieran. No.
Not today, Junior.
I wish we got that. I wish you said that in the mic, just like a casual no. But yeah, so like, where do you want to take your music then? Like, what is the plan? Because you've got an event coming up as well, right?
I do.
Yeah.
So.
And the 21 hours of music to plan as well.
Yeah, well, I've already done it. I've figured out the set list in like maybe 4 days.
That's good.
I did about 6 different revisions of it, but I got there eventually, and I've got everyone locked and loaded.
Yeah.
So we've got the trilogy event on the 3rd.
Yep.
And then there's not a lot going on in the scene at the moment. Everyone's a little bit quiet.
Is it winter potentially, or?
Well, that's what we thought over summer.
It was just summer. Everyone's staying in.
Because it's really hard to keep people cool when it's 40 degrees in the bush. It's actually a hazard.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So we haven't been doing a lot of summer parties.
Yeah.
But now winter's come along. It's supposed to be doof season, and there hasn't really been very much going on at the moment.
It's just too cold. And
it's too
raining,
cold. A lot of the crews are taking a step back to figure themselves out.
Yeah.
There's not as many crews as there used to be. Like a lot of people have dropped off and stopped doing things.
Yeah.
But whenever a doof comes up, I always put my name down so I can play and go out and do that. So I've got that. We'll be me and the crew will be throwing more events in the future as well.
Yeah.
I have recently booked my first interstate gig.
Oh, yeah. I remember you saying before we went live, yeah.
My friend Kefla, shout out Kefla. He's just moved over from Queensland. He's a prog producer.
Yeah.
He's hooked me up with him to go over there in October and play a gig with, I think he's an international artist. I don't know, but Dream Vibes. He's a big artist in the scene. They get to go and play a gig over there with him on the
That's
set, on
awesome,
the lineup.
though.
So
Yeah, get to go to so over there. So you said Queensland. Right?
Queensland,
Yeah, that's really exciting.
Go to the Gold Coast. I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah, to play a gig in the Gold Coast.
Exactly. I've been trying to push my way into the East Coast scene anywhere over East for a couple of years now. Not what you know, it's who you know, and I made a really good friend that has figured it out for me. So we're going to play a back-to-back to close off the night.
Sweet.
And play some originals. Hopefully I'll have my newest track
I was
done
gonna say,
by
can we
then.
play your track, the one, the La 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 one
Yeah,
that we
please
had
do.
before? So how long did it take, like before we play it, so how long did it take to make this, and what was the inspiration behind this? Yeah, it's the La 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 La.
So it was the La La was just a sample that I found. I didn't really go into making this song with any specific idea. I was just kind of seeing what I could spitball onto the page per se.
That's cool though.
And I had Hybrid Eyes help me a little bit with it. He's another prog artist in the scene, which was super helpful because I'm only a baby in production.
Yeah, it's just another ball game, isn't it? It's so
I
difficult.
thought for years that I would be able to do it so easy. So easy. I've been making prog songs in my head out of noises from the car for years.
Dung, dung, dung,
Yeah,
dung, and then it's like just a blowback your muffler.
Adding little bits and pieces in your brain.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be easy.
Yeah.
No. It is very difficult.
Yeah. Shout out to Ewan who somehow managed to like master it.
I don't know how
he's
he's
not
done
master it, but he masters songs though.
Yeah, I got another one for you soon.
Like it's just it can be so difficult. It's dedication to
And
it as well.
it really is. I broke my back. I fractured a vertebrae in my back just before I started making this, which gave me the perfect opportunity to just sit there and do nothing but create that.
Very nice.
I think it took me about nearly 3 months to get it to this point.
But that's what's so nuts, right? It's like someone could try and make a song and it could take them 6 months. It could take them 9 months if they're trying to make something special. But then some people it can just take like a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Ewan's bloody go into his room and come out like 6 hours later and be like, oh, I just made something. Like, what do you guys think of this demo? I'm like, what is this?
What do you mean demo?
How did you get what? But it's people are just good at making music. Some people take time, this and that. It's just art.
1,000%. Me not being a computer whiz makes it very difficult though.
Yeah, that's it.
Very difficult. I'm a pen and paper person. I like pen and paper, so I honestly, when I make music, I write it down in pen and paper.
Really?
And my bass is going to sit here, and then this is going to be here, and try and like structure how my song is going to go, and then I'll put it onto the computer from there.
That's amazing.
If I've got an actual idea of what I'm going to make, but I've tried. Since making this, I've tried to do Cotton Eye Joe remix, a Barbie Girl remix.
Nice.
It is hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
Really hard.
That's it. And then when you grab those samples, like the vocals, and you're trying to like transpose them or whatever, and like it's just, and then it goes out of pitch and doesn't know how to sing, and like trying to get it in time, and like
highly frustrating. So I've kind of given up on going into doing production stuff with an idea.
Yeah.
I kind of just go in and just see where it takes me.
That's a good way to do it, though.
And honestly, it's made it a lot better. That took me a million different goes to try and get it right. But the song I'm making at the moment, I've got nearly 3 minutes of song, which is more than that, and I did it in a day. And that was just me going with the flow and fiddling around with things.
That's awesome, though. Yeah.
Progress.
Yeah, progress. All right, well, let's play this track. And then can everyone hear it as well through the... Yep, sweet. All right.
Low. Should I turn it a bit higher?
How long does it go for? To 1:50.
A minute 40 something, yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, just play it, turn it up a little bit higher, and then that'll be right. I was gonna say like for 7 minutes, that'll eat,
No.
eat a bit of time. But a minute 50, yeah, we can let that
We
slide.
can do that.
Here we go. Braggadocio, right? Yeah.
Gotta wait for the ad.
Oh, okay. All right, we got 22 seconds of advert left. But yeah, no. So you've got this. So you've produced this. You've got another track in the works.
Mm-hmm.
One question I really want to ask. It's off topic, but it's on topic though at the same time. Maybe like we'll talk about this before we play the song.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to ask, like, so with the police that go, like, do you ever get undercover cops, or do you ever get like cops that rock up and shut down the parties?
Sometimes we do. Mostly it'll be the rangers that that come out. Yeah.
So what happens when, like, what actually happens in that situation? Like,
It's extremely dependent. Sometimes we will wait for them to leave, turn the music back on, keep going.
fair. Yeah.
But some other times, if they've been very serious or if they have brought police out with them,
And that has happened?
Yeah, it happened earlier this year actually.
Yeah, wow.
One of the last parties before summer finished.
Mm.
And there was a fire ages away, but the spotter plane saw the party, so called it in.
Yeah.
And because there was a fire that could have ended up to where we were,
Yeah.
they came and they told us to take the generator out of the bush and to shut the party down.
Yeah, that's kind of fair, 'cause it's safety reasons in a way.
1,000%. They can't make us leave the bush, especially because most of the time we're intoxicated. It's entrapment if they force us to leave. So they just kind of leave us there.
Yeah, because it would be entrapment, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because that's what I've always thought. It's like, how do you, like, if you're spangled on a Sunday and you drive home, have they ever blocked off roads and breath tested people or anything like that at all? Or?
I think, well, they've definitely had breath tests along the way, but we try to make sure that everybody's slept and isn't that fucked up to drive.
Isn't spangled,
yeah. Because it would look bad on our community.
That's it, yeah.
If that goes
And
down.
all it would take is like some really bad car accident, and then they'll crack down. It's just like the King hits in Sydney, right? It's like as soon as the King hits started happening, it's like, all right, hospitality, nightlife, we're gonna really tighten the chain on you guys. And I hope it doesn't happen to the bush doofs. I really hope it doesn't.
Well, that's what's happened for the bush doofs in Melbourne and
Really?
Sydney and stuff. So they've had major incidences happen that have shut them down. But we've had bad car accidents. We had, unfortunately, a couple of years ago, we had somebody pass away.
Okay.
At a New Year's one.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah. That was unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was really rough, and I honestly thought that was going to be the end of the scene.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely did, but the way that everybody handled it, the respect that the organisers have for the rangers, for the police, like when they come, we don't fight back. We're very compliant. We talk to them and try to piss them off as little amount as possible.
Yeah,
like we've
I
got.
thought you were going to go the other way with that. That piss them off.
No.
As subtly as possible.
No. We try to not. We try to not piss them off. If you're nice to them, they're kind of nice.
That's
to you.
it. If you're not, that's it's give and take, right?
Yeah, it's
or give and give, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, I was like half expecting. Like, oh my god, is she going to actually say like piss them off suddenly or something?
No. That just caused way too many problems.
Yeah.
There's definitely people that they're intoxicated and they see the police and they're like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And
fuck the cops,
everybody's
FTP.
like, no, shh, don't do that, don't do that.
No, that's fair, yeah. Right, you're going to get cable tied to a tree now.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so funny, though. I reckon it'd be hilarious if, like, the cops rocked up and they're like, why is that guy cable tied to a tree? Well, he was being a bit of a sex pest. Ah, okay. All right, yeah, leave him cable tied to the tree.
Do you want me to take him?
Yeah, that's it. Can you even throw him in the wagon? But then that's where it would just be so interesting, because it's like, are they aware of the parties? Surely they'd know something.
I'm pretty sure that they are. So we've been told that there's certain places in the bush that we're not allowed to go.
Yeah, that's fair.
So we don't go there.
Yeah.
We've told the rangers have told some people that they'd prefer for us to go to XYZ.
Yep.
So we do that. We try to not get in their way as much as possible.
And do it safe.
And do it safely. Like 90% of us Actually, I'd probably push to say all of the crews now actively have safety plans and people that are dedicated for each different jobs, first aid people and just watchers.
Yeah.
Like, and it's good.
Yeah. Well, it's good to hear.
It's good, and if people do come out, like authority come out and they ask us what our plans are, and we've already got all the plans there shouldn't be that much problem. Like, we're just camping, really.
Yeah, that's it. You're just
Like,
camping, playing some music, having some fun, drinking, doing whatever you're doing, and just enjoying yourselves.
Yeah.
It's technically just like a little mini holiday almost.
Literally
it's
that.
like a bush holiday.
Exactly.
Because, like, what's the difference between, like, you know, well, I guess there is a bit of a big difference if you bring a big sound system out to the bush compared to camping next to a river with, I don't know, like, Yui Boom or something.
Same difference, but just bigger and louder.
Yeah, bigger and louder.
Like, we
More
definitely,
lasers.
we've definitely had some problems with, like, the farmers that live near the areas
Yeah.
that, because the bass travels through the
Yeah.
ground and it can be loud and annoying.
Yeah.
And we've had some farmers come and just turn the generator off in the middle of the night, mid-party.
Really? It's just mid-party?
Yeah, they rock up on their quads and they're just fucking turn it off.
And what do you-
Sometimes they get very angry and
Yeah.
they yell and scream, but the organisers always calm them down and be like,
Yeah.
look, I'll turn the bass down,
Yeah.
whatever we can do to help you. We're not going to stop the party,
Yeah.
but whatever we can do to make it better
Negotiate.
for you.
Yeah. That's it. That's the way to do it.
It really is.
That's really good to hear, because I always thought it's like when it comes to summer and, like, you know, the bush stuff season's on or whatever the go is and, like, the cops are aware of it, I always thought the cops would actually, like, keep their eyes and their tabs on it, like just to make sure that, you know, something going on. Because, like, I don't know, say if like a big dealer went there and it's like they've got, like, you know, they're trying to catch this guy or something, and then it's like, because like I said, that first stuff I ever went to right in the beginning of this episode, where it's like I was so uncomfortable, but I felt like I had gone to like a massive drug exchange thing or something in the bush. There's a fucking bus there. It was like, I don't know why there was a bus there, but there was all these guys and they're just like bald singlets, look like crackheads. And it's just like,
they probably were.
that's it.
The scene was full of them back in the day, and that's one of the pillars is no meth.
Yeah, that's a good
And
pillar.
I love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it.
It destroys families.
It destroys everything.
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 Literally everything. And it's just not good. And some people function on it. Yeah, good on them. But, like, I just try and keep very clear of all of that shit. I've experienced that stuff. Like,
yeah,
I've never had it, but yeah.
I used to be very addicted to it years ago. I've been clean for over 5 years now.
No, that's good then, yeah.
But it was the entire point of it was for war. It was to increase soldiers' ability to stay awake and give them more strength.
That's it.
That's an evil reason to create a substance, and that's why it is evil.
Yeah.
Like the origin of it's evil, so it's just
because it's the
continued to be
Germans,
evil.
wasn't it? The Germans made amphetamines to give to their soldiers.
To give to their soldiers, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And that's it. It's an evil chemical.
It gave them superhuman strength, and it does.
Yeah.
Straight up it does, and it's pure evil.
Yeah.
Absolutely evil, and it's been amazing since we've kind of pushed that away out of the scene.
I have to say, like, before we listen to your song, I went to Japan recently. I've talked about it so many times, but one thing that blew me away, once you get told it and you go somewhere like that, it's just incredible. They've never had a drug epidemic. In the early like 1800s or whatever, you know, sure, they had opium and this and that, and the Chinese and stuff, and the boats and all that sort of crazy stuff. But, like, in Japan, they've never had a proper drug epidemic.
Wow.
And so when you get told that, and then you go and see the society and the culture and how different it is to other cultures, it's just mind-boggling.
I didn't know that at all. Wow.
Yeah. Like, they might have maybe had a drug epidemic, but they've never had a meth epidemic. They never had a weed epidemic. They never had any of this stuff, because it was like Indonesia in a way. It's like, it's not the death penalty, but, like, but because of their culture, that's like, if you do drugs, bad, you're frowned upon, because their society is all about, like, honor and everything. So then if you do something against the rules, it's like, well, you're breaking honor. And so, like, seeing that, and, like, now weed is starting to get into Japan, which is quite funny, because there's all the tourists trying to smuggle it in.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, but then it's like, now you can see it, and it's like you can smell it in certain areas and this and that, but it's like it's slowly getting introduced. But at the same time, it's still frowned upon big time. But it's like they're behind the world, but they're ahead of the world as well.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
That's really
it's
interesting.
fascinating.
Yeah.
It's really fascinating. And then like, you know, like Australia, we've had so many epidemics. Alcohol. They have dry camps, you know?
Yeah.
They have dry spots up north where
Yeah.
it's just no one can buy alcohol
You're not allowed
because
to-
everyone abuses it. That's just how it is.
It's just how we are.
Yeah, we're just Aussies. Like,
Yeah, Aussies.
that's what's just so funny. It's like I've got a French friend and she just came over here like 3 weeks ago. Never been to Australia before, but it's like this is how Aussies are. This is how Australians are. We'll drink you under the table.
Yeah.
Like we'll just keep partying till God knows what hour.
I don't even know how we do it, to be honest.
Yeah, that's it. It's like our bodies compared to like I don't know Japanese people are just like tainted almost. Because we're just like rotten inside because we just drink and party and do this
We
and
just
do
go
that.
hard.
And then they're just like, all right, rice and chicken, and go to work and go home. Yeah,
It's a completely different world, eh?
completely different one. I highly recommend it. It's just, it's so weird being a tourist in a place that barely speaks English.
Yeah,
like
that
I've been
would be
I've been to
very
China
strange.
and stuff, but like it's just in Japan it was just something different, something completely different.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot actually.
Yeah, definitely recommend it.
I'll do
But-
it one day.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's play your track anyway. That was a massive segue, but it was good though.
It was
Yeah,
good.
it was a good topic. All right, here we go. Kieran's on the ones and twos. Who did the artwork?
Me, I do it AI.
That's awesome. That's very cool. It's like Alice in Wonderland almost, or something.
I was trying to go for like a me in the forest kind of
No?
vibe.
Yeah.
I always wear pink.
I bet Ewan's just sitting there and be like, yeah, I mastered this. I love that sound. It's very cool though.
Thank
It's
you.
very cool. And I can imagine on a sound system, on a big sound system, everyone just gets into it. La, 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 la.
People sing it to me now, and
Really?
it's really special.
But see, that's what's so cool though as well. It's very nice.
That little bush doof call at the end.
It's so cool though because it's like it's only a minute 50 or minute 49, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But like to be able to mix that in and then mix out straight out basically because a minute 50 is not long.
No.
Right, it's not long at all. It's not a 7-minute track. It's not a 3-minute track. It's literally like almost 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So as soon as you play it, you got to be straight on to the next
Ready to
track.
go, yeah.
But like, so you said you freestyle your sets, but like, do you just know what song to play after this almost, right? Or
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, as long as it's in key,
yeah.
I'll make
That's
it work.
Yeah,
I'll make it work. I mixed it the best I've ever mixed it just a couple of weekends ago,
yeah.
which is really cool. I've mixed it a million times. I'm actually about to retire it because I'm sick of hearing it. Shout out, if any other DJs want to play it, please download it and play it because I'm not going to anymore.
Well, we can if you want, Kieran, if you can copy that and put that in the comment section so people can download it.
Yes.
Like, yeah. Oh no, the URL up the top. Yeah, just like that. But yeah, we've only got like 5 minutes left.
Oh, damn, that went so quick.
Yeah, like hour and a half. Time flies when you're having
Okay,
fun.
so
I
quick.
told you.
Wow.
There's Destiny. Oh baby,
Hey.
here we go. So there's Becca's track right there. Do we have any more
Yay.
comments? Scroll up a bit. Yeah, that's cool. Got the icon and everything. Azza,
Hey.
very nice. Bloody Ewan.
And his desserts.
I hope I bet he's gonna keep doing this at like other episodes now. He's like, hey, I saw the spaghetti and mince on the on the counter. Can I have some of that? Well, I noticed you got ice creams in the freezer. Can I have an ice cream?
Can I have 4?
No, well there you go.
Yay.
But yeah, so your future plans for music and everything. So you're playing over east. Like, you got an event coming up.
Yeah.
Then like, where do you want to? Well, on the podcast, we actually are booked up until halfway through September now. So, like, we can maybe do a special episode or something. I don't know, but Beggsy, if you are watching, you should definitely come on.
Yes, do it.
Yeah, because Beggsy will be fun.
Hey, it's so much fun. So good.
When I interviewed him last with Josh Gannon, that was so much fun.
Yes.
But that was like episode 7 or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's how long ago it was. Yeah, like his name's up there somewhere on the first board wherever it is. And so is like Gannon as well. That's
yeah, Gannon, Zeta.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah, like a long time ago.
Bam.
Talia's just straight onto it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But no, this has been good. This has been fun.
Been good.
Yeah, and thank you so much for all the information as well. Like,
No, thank you.
yeah.
It's good to take a step back and see how far the scene's come, and
yeah.
I feel so proud about it. It's really special and amazing.
Yeah. But it's just changing every day, right?
It really is.
And it's
it
just
really
like
is. It's awesome.
every month, every year, it's how events come and go. And as you said, people come and go.
Yeah.
Gigs come and go, like crews come and go, but the scene is still there.
It's still there, and it's thriving. There's every about 4 years, there's like a big change of the punters that come. So all the old punters will stop coming. They'll only come out to 1 or 2 parties a year, and it'll be a whole big influx of new people.
Yeah, okay.
And we've been getting a lot of young people lately, and
yeah,
absolutely amazing. Like Beggs' younger brother, Ollie. Top notch human, like one of the best. And he's so young, and he's got a bunch of other young friends out there that are just absolutely pure, ready to jump in and help people and set the atmosphere of having a good time, and
to keep the community growing.
Yeah, and I
so
feel amazing that if I ever stop doing it, I can hand the scene down to all these young people that have come into the scene recently, and I can feel safe that they're going to continue on the path that we're on.
Yeah, that's good.
It's really cool.
That's really
cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on, though.
No worries. Thank you very much.
This has been really good,
This
and
is so good.
definitely want to get you back on for another time. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Once I hit my 10,000 person crowd goal, then we can do again.
Yeah. That sounds good. Sounds very good. Now Talia Jane next. Oh, we should do like a panel. Should get like because I want to do a panel soon, and with this panel, I want to get like. I'll talk about it after. It's just better to talk about it after. But thank you guys so much for watching, honestly. Thank you so much for the comments. Thank you for everything. You guys are amazing. Like, I say this off camera, but I have to say, it's like, we're up to episode 209, and like, it's crazy to think I've done 209 episodes of this shit. But at the same time, it's so much fun. Talking to, just meeting people like you, Becca, like hanging out, chatting, having a conversation. What did Talia say up above? It was like a comedy meets podcast or something like that. Like, it's like I just love this podcast. I love the community. I love everyone that it watches this. I honestly just want to say that, like, thank you so much, DJ Carlo. All right, DJ Carlo, you coming on?
You're gonna have to do a whole bush special.
Well, we can definitely organise that. Like, the most amount of guests we've ever had on was 7.
Oh wow,
7 guests. That was I think it was 7 because it was the whole Blossom crew.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we got all the organisers for it. But we should do that. We should do a bush tour.
I've got 21 DJs ready to go.
That's it. Yeah. Well, definitely. Yeah. All right, we'll see you guys next week. So just give me a second. I need to pull up because I've done so many bookings recently. So next week we have Ben Renner coming on. So I had to reschedule Ben Renner, but he's an ARIA award-winning DJ. He's been around for I think 10 years about. Ooh. He's a resident at places like Metro's Frio, at the Avery. He's been at the Avery for a long, long time. But he's been also Hugo's in Fremantle as well. So he just mainly does like clubs and clubs and bars and stuff like that. But been around for a long time and got a lot to talk about. With the
ARIA
scene.
award winner. That's really cool.
That's it. Multi-ARIA award winning.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So he's made some really cool tunes and he's just managed to make it work.
That's really awesome.
Yeah. So we're just gonna dive into production and dive into his music next week.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. I'm gonna have to listen and pick his brain. I'll send some questions.
yeah, definitely. Yeah. But that's the thing about it as well. Like, if anyone ever, like, when you guys comment, just ask questions, do anything. Like, we'll answer them. Like, what you guys been doing with comment, like, we've got at least 30 comments something now. It's awesome. It's so good.
Yeah.
I love the comment. I love the community.
Guys.
You guys are what makes this thing keep going. All the people that watch it and hang out and have a good time. So thank you so much. And thank you so much, Becca. This has been so much fun.
So much fun.
Yeah, it's good, right?
Great Thursday night.
Yeah, just threw it all together somehow. So
I like it. That's so good.
All right, we'll see you guys next week, all right? So,
Bye.
all right, catch us.